con, actually have the time to get things going. So, as you saw in his video, you saw some of his projects, some of his work that he used for the project, as well as some of mine. He showed you his gauntlet, a wristband with a blade on, wind spear, gravity hammer, and my most prized project so far, the plasma repeater from Halo Reach. Now, he may show you his and a couple of mine, but those are old, well, somewhat ones new. But I've got some other ones here to show you as well, to give you a bit of a better idea of what I do. So to start, this one's actually meant to be an order I made for a friend a long time ago. Some sniper rifle I actually threw together. Mostly of cardboard, like the whole body here, that's all cardboard. Now as of this, it's not dowling, it's hollow, a piece of PVC, or a piece of cardboard tube on the end. The scope on it's plastic, and this is like just a bolt for like a door. Now when it comes to me and making stuff, I just use anything I can find, whether it be cardboard, plastic, or metal, or even parts of old airsoft guns. Like in this, clip even comes out, and in it, a plastic bullet I got. You can get these in around Halloween time at Value Village in big bundles, which is pretty good. And the strap is just from an airsoft gun too, which is pretty good. Now another one I've made, it's made similar to the plasma repeater, bit of plastic, bit of cardboard. Now this is the Halo energy sword, used throughout the Halo series, ever since the original. It's one of my favorites. I've never got a chance to get one, so I decided why not make one, since that's actually something I'm good at doing. It's, the handle actually was made of a Lord of the Rings sword handle I cut in half and glued together. 2 blades, layers of cardboard layered specifically to make parts of it bigger and parts of it smaller, and so that it's all flush with the ends. And this sucker actually goes in the dark after holding it under a light for a couple of seconds. It's actually pretty good if you go for like a really brave parties or something. I don't know, whatever you like to do with things. Now, this is actually one of my older projects. Did this for a friend a long time ago, just as like a gift, I guess. Now, you've probably heard that my things have a bit of functionality. You saw the sniper rifle with bolt action, the clip comes out. With this one, well, yes, the clip comes out. Got a little LED cover in there for a bullet. And it's also got a slot. And like all the features, again, all cardboard, layered over in paper mache, 2 bolts, just gobs of glue. So gobs of glue there to make it look like that. You just wrap it up in mache and it looks just fine. Little LED cover in there and use it down like drones put in there. Pretty cool stuff. Put a lot of time into this one. Never did end up, I guess he didn't really want it, he never didn't really accept it, so hey, just another one I get to hang on my wall, so it's all good. Now, you've seen some of my props now. Aside from the mask I wear in the episodes that we show you, I also make other things, like I'm making this for a friend. He's going to a Comic-Con in this summer, and he's going as a character I've heard of named Deathstroke. Now, I don't know a lot about this character. All I know is that he's a DC character being brought back into the series by, I don't know, like DC and Batman and Arkham or something. Anyway, he has to fucking make a mask now. And I said I would to the best of my ability, and here it is. Now, some of you are saying, maybe that would look a little better without the slits, without the right eye, but that's actually something he wanted me to do for it, so he wouldn't screw up his vision. He wanted this to breathe. I mean, I still got some work to do on it. Not perfect, but it's usable. This one's actually pretty good. Pretty solid. Now, like this and many others, it's cardboard and paper mache. I use a special technique I made to make helmets out of cardboard. It's very difficult to do just to make a helmet from scratch. But hey, maybe I'll show you some in-process fix, and from that, you can learn. Now, let's move on to the stuff I use to make these pretty cool products. So now we're moving on to the stuff I use to make my all my different kinds of projects. Got a few in-process ones up here I'm working on. Now, like you can see here, this one isn't finished yet. It's made almost entirely out of cardboard, minus the PVC and a few little knobs and stuff on it. It's all plastic, metal, and like my other one, clip comes out, goes just right back in. Usually do that. That usually works best with magnets, but let's not worry about that now. Now, my setup's very similar to Power 961. Now, I use electrical tape. That's mainly to hold things in place. Scissors. It's great for cutting cardboard, but what I really prefer using is X-Acto knife. It's actually really good for cutting like lines. If you don't want to cut all the way through, you just apply a little pressure. It'll cut the line so it makes it bendable, and it'll allow you to do almost whatever you want with cardboard. Now, I don't recommend this if you're underage and don't know how to use it. If you don't know how to use it, have someone around who knows to, or an adult to supervise you, right? Because I don't want anyone to tell me that little Johnny lost his finger because he used his dad's X-Acto knife to cut cardboard, because that's not my responsibility. I can't be held responsible for that. If you don't know how to use it, ask for help, or have someone else do it for you, okay? Now, aside from that, like Power 961, I use a glue gun. It's a low temp. I know it's it's not really my color. Just the only one that I could find at the time, so I use that. It takes these the smaller rods, about that big around, just a little bigger than the wood of this paintbrush. Anyway, moving on from that is like I usually put like lights and motors and stuff in my work. Now, that's it's pretty simple. I just use like bits of wire I take out of computers and printers and motors and stuff left over from that. And to do that, I use this. It's a wire cutter. Not a wire cutter, but a splicer, as I call it. Actually, one I borrowed from somebody. Works pretty good, but they're not as easy to come by, so the cheaper and more common one to use would be this fella right here. Like, I think this thing, it's not as good, doesn't have as many options, but it'll usually work for what you want it to do. So you just put the strand in, cut around it till you get what you want. And after I have like all the stuff cut and glued together, and like all the wires done, I use a bit of paper mache. I put it all over whatever I'm making, and I just take a couple of these sponge brushes here. They're really good to use. They're really great for just covering large amounts of area on the paper mache. Like, it's the best alternative, I think, to spray painting, because you can't really spray paint indoors, and on a rainy day, if you want to get it done, this is the best way. This is actually how I did the Deathstroke helmet, along with this helmet here I did for fun. I just took a sponge brush and I went along that. I got one layer on, and I just put a couple more layers, and it worked great. So, if you're not big on spray painting, this is actually a great option for you, using sponge brushes and acrylic base paint. And I also use these two brushes here, like they're just little detail brushes. Like if you want to put scrapes or little gashes in it, just to make it look like it's been used or marked up. That's what these are great for. So, that's about all I have to show you now. Well, I guess I could show you what I recycle. Now, I'm a recycler when it comes to making my stuff. Now, I guess you can see here there's like chunks of dowling, parts of old airsoft guns and stuff. Even got a couple chains of plastic bullets, not real, just Halloween stuff. Like anything that's gun-like that really isn't used anymore, or it's considered junk. I just keep in these shelves here, and I make all kinds of crazy stuff out of it. Like almost anything. This is one I'm actually trying to learn how to fiberglass to make these things last longer, so that's what that was kind of tested with. That was a Halo Reach machine gun, so a little fun testing on that. Worked pretty good, I think. And that's about it. Be sure to remember to check us out on Facebook and follow us on YouTube. And keep your eyes open.